Good morning, everybody. Now, this is a pick a card reading, and it's for the collective. It's for anybody who stumbles across this video. It's for you if you were drawn to it. It's for you if it found you. It's for you if it feels like it's for you. There are no mistakes. We find everything we need at the perfect divine timing. Okay, so I would like to give you guys the opportunity to pick a card. We've got number 1, number 2, and number 3. This has got the rose quartz. This is sage, okay, for cleansing. And this is a stone that says believe. So I'm going to give you a moment. Feel free to pause the video to pick and choose and go towards whichever you feel aligned. And then I will reveal your message. Okay, so the first card, believe. The message for you guys is: my successful business allows me to live a life I love. My successful business allows me to live a life I love. Starting a business. So, new beginnings, right? I feel as though this is something you've started in the past and now it's time to do it. I feel as though this is something for you that you would have looked at doing a while ago or even started doing to some extent. But now it's going to a new level, a whole different ball game, okay? Now it's going to another, it's coming from a different place, a different space. It's coming from a different part of you that didn't exist before because you had to go through the rebirth of it all, if that makes sense. You had to go through the evolution of your soul. You had to go through challenge and it's all about timing, you see. It's all about perfect divine timing. So you may have started something and we can't push and force things, right? We can't make things happen until it's the right time. And often it has the opposite effect when you try and push and push and push. So yeah, this is it's a sign to say it's time now. But don't rush, okay? This is what I feel to intuitively to share to you is don't rush, right? Don't rush. Don't rush. Sound like your mother. Don't rush. Walk, don't run. I think that's the message. Walk, don't run. That could look different to everybody, right? I heard a song come on this morning and it said slow down, because we have a different playlists. We all have our things, don't we? And I have a playlist on Spotify. If I like a song, I'll click like. And this was, saying slow down. Because in my mind, I was thinking what I'm going to do next, and then what I'm going to do next, and then what I'm going to do next. And then this song came on saying slow down. So I did. I still did the things, like the boring things, like putting the washing out and da-da-da. But I did it with the music on that I enjoy. And I did it in an energy that was much more grounded and much slower. I've been one personally to struggle with this and I'm still dealing with it. But I'm better at it, much better than I've ever been. And that's all part of my soul journey, just like you have yours. So I do feel as though this is your soul journey. Right, this is part of your soul journey whereby you are ready to do that thing. Now please know that whatever that intuitive hit is that you've just had, when you've just thought of when I said those words, when I initially first read out that card, what did you think and what did you feel? What came to you? Because that is something to look into. It's interesting that the belief stone was on top of that card, because it's just kind of saying, look, you can do it, but you need to believe. And that was just, I randomly just selected those. I just placed them on and didn't even think about it. But obviously there's a reason that happened like that, you know what I mean? So yeah. All right, card number 2. So if you pick the sage, the cleansing, your message is ask for help. And there's a picture here of somebody pushing somebody up a hill and helping them out. So if you've been struggling with this one, welcome to the club. I do not hide. I speak up to ask for what I need and what I want. Now, this is something that so many of us, including myself, have dealt with, do deal with, and have broken through and come through out the other side. But I would say the majority of the population are still struggling with this. This is something that I have struggled with and still do struggle with. What is it about asking for help that makes us like feel vulnerable, feel weak potentially, exposed, like we're going to be a burden? And the reason I think that the sage, that I popped that on top of this card without actually thinking about it, I just placed them down, was because there's some clearing that needs to be done within you and within your environment in order to do this. If you were drawn to one or more cards, by the way, you may have been drawn to one and two. We can connect these. We can say, ask for help with the business, ask for help with whatever it is that you want to start. Sometimes when I either do these picker cards or I'm drawn to someone else's, it's often more than one card I'm drawn to. Okay? If you're resonating with them all and if you're drawn to all of them, go for it. But if there was a strong pull towards one, then that's the one. Asking for help isn't weak, okay? I do not hide. I speak up to ask for what I need and what I want. Asking for help isn't weak. It's strong because it's your courage to be vulnerable and say that you need help. Otherwise, you can turn those feelings, right, come up of like resentment and frustration, and because you're struggling, but you just don't want to ask for it. My gosh, can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. I've got a neighbour across the way, and she literally, she's pretty much fully deaf, and she has her TV on or her radio on all day. And this is like my little sanctuary on my balcony. So it's really hard because I've written her a beautiful note to ask her to politely turn it down, but she doesn't listen. So again, I've asked at least, right? I did the asking, but it didn't change anything. The difference is it's starting to not bother me as much as it used to. I used to get very irritated. So it's growth. And I think this is another message for you. It's like, recognition of your growth. And how far you've come. And just, I want to say to you who's picked this card up is just think, even if you have these struggles now, which you will do, think how many struggles you used to have and how some of them you don't have anymore. And why? Because of the growth. And why? Because of what you have managed to get to the other side of, right? So pat yourself on the back. Write it down. Yeah, write yourself a note and say, I am proud of you for this. I am proud of you for that. Ask someone close to you and say, what are you proud of me for? What growth can you see in me? And if there's nobody around you that you can ask that question to, ask it to yourself. Just ask it to yourself. Right, card number 3. I am in charge of how I feel, and today I choose happiness. Realising your power. And this is the rose quartz for the heart. The power comes, the heart heals. The power comes when your heart's healing, or ideally when it's healed. And it's a journey of realising that you are powerful and that you and that you can do the things that you want to do. It's your choice. You choose to be happy. It's a choice. It's a conscious choice. By the way, I want to add this in. If you have lately been feeling like everything is all a bit much, it's all too much, there is basically an energy quake going on, not an earthquake, an energy quake, and the foundations of what we thought were stable are moving, not crumbling, but moving and shifting, and so are you. This April just gone, collectively, massive, huge shifts. Personally, I had a really challenging time. Crying, exhaustion, aches, restlessness, questioning everything, right? Relationships, but all of it in April happened for us, so that in May we are realizing our power. And where did that card come in? Here. Okay, here. Thank you, universe. Yes. Through that challenge, for example, April was a lot for especially us empaths and us light workers. Realizing your power is what helps you to get through it. And when you've got through it, because sometimes you can't realize it in the moment, once you've gotten through that, you look back and you go, how could I have possibly felt so terrible? And now I feel so calm and so like graceful and at ease, and like I can, yeah, see clearer. It's like you've shed a skin. It's like a rebirth. It's a layer that you've shed of yourself, and that is something to be very, very proud of. So add that to your list. Yeah, does it mean you're not going to wobble? Does it mean you're not going to this, the other? No. And by the way, I want to add something else. Tears are good. Tears aren't weak. When you cry, right, I had a good cry yesterday. You cry and you cleanse your soul. You cleanse your energy space, and you cleanse and you release what needs to be released. It's not weak to cry. Someone once told me, going out, I once said to somebody, I'm crying so much. This was somebody who gave me a reading. I believe her name is Queen Amun-Ra. She's on YouTube. I had a reading with her, and she said something to me like that makes me smile now. She said, some people are going out killing people and shooting them with guns. She said, you've cried, you know. So yeah, some people take out their frustration and anger killing people with a gun, and you've chosen to cry, or you've felt the need to cry. So cry. Just let it out. As I say that, I just see a little bird. Yeah. I'm going to pull something from the Hidden Truth Oracle because I feel drawn to this. Here we are. Don't even need to pull it. It's the first one. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. We don't need to go any further with that. I don't need to go there. I know this is the card. Feel it. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. I'm grateful for what I have been through, the pain, the challenge and the hurt. I'm grateful for that. Be grateful for the pain, because the pain is what makes you stronger. It's what makes you a spiritual warrior. And I've used that on my wording here for what I do to help people. Yeah. And on that note, I'm going to give you guys a little read here. I'm going to read what I've written and what I've put together. This is not an offer that's happening at the moment, but there is other pricing on my site. If you check the link in the description, and on my bio, you will see. But I want to read this to you because this is really, yeah, it empowers me, and I want to do that in front of you as an example, so that you know and maybe feel encouraged to do your own affirmations. Remember when I said here, was it this one or was it the other card about your power and owning it? Was it this one? Let's see. No, I believe it's just what I've touched on. Realizing your power and affirming to yourself. Writing down affirmation or speaking it in a voice note on your phone. Any kind of affirmation where you affirm to yourself is so freaking helpful. So I'll read this here. So I've got here Michelle Southern, that's my name. Feel your light and shine it bright. Intuitive channeler, reader, medium, spirit warrior and empath, light worker, messenger coach, healer and YouTuber. And I want to share something with you because I actually edited this morning and I did another version, because as I change and grow, so does this, my blurb, right? This part of the medium, I did originally put this here because I feel that this is something that I'm coming into, and it's also a thing that I'm able to do for myself. I've not managed to give full detailed messages to other people about their past loved ones yet, but I have been able to tell them that they're here and give them short messages. So if you're not sure and you've touched on it, and you just write it out and sit with it and see how you feel. For example, I wouldn't class myself as this alone, but I'd say that's a part of what I do. When I do a reading, you know, messages will come through and I will intuitively channel the reading, but sometimes a message comes through from a loved one, right? Or if somebody asks me, do you have a message from them? I can sit with myself and my cards and pull a card and go to my angel deck and I'll give them a message. But is that my primary expertise? No. Will it be maybe one day? Potentially, right? But I do a mixture of everything, and I think that's just how I am. I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking of a diamond. So if that's you as well, don't think it's wrong. Just because you're good at more than one thing and you've got multiple gifts doesn't mean to say that you can't do them all, because it depends on who's drawn to you and what their needs are, and then you can help them and meet them where they are, right? So like here I've got spirit warrior and empath, because of what I've been through, the challenge I've been through. I've used this wording, and the empath because of how I feel and connect with people and really, truly, overly sometimes empathise with them. Because I've been through all the things I've been through, I can really get to people's levels and meet them where they are. And then obviously light worker. Speaks for itself, right? Messenger, angel messages, spirit messages, ancestral messages, loved ones messages, intuitive messages, coach, mentor, speaks for itself, healer. All of this is healing on YouTube, because here we are on YouTube. So I just wanted to, you know, really just, when it says here, realizing your power, if you write down things that if you just write things down about yourself, like, I have come this far, I'm proud of myself for this, that's one thing. Gratitude is another, an affirmation about who you are and what you bring to the table. And here we are sat at the table. and just help yourself to believe in yourself and your abilities. And it might not be all these things that I'm talking about here, right? Because I also do hair, by the way. I want to share this. I also do hair transformations. It's part of my creativity. I'm sat here and I've got paints and I've got colours and crayons, and I've got card decks, and in the other room I've got hair extensions and wigs and toppers, and I help people with that too. You don't have to do one thing. You don't fit into a box, right? A box like this with a lid on it. Yeah, you belong here. You belong in the universe, and the universe is expansive just as you are, right? So just take a deep breath, right? Take a deep breath and realize that you can do, and you can do anything, and you are what you imagine yourself to be. If you can see yourself doing something, you don't just keep constantly seeing yourself as something if you're not if it's not connected to you. If you see something in someone else, it's because it's within you. If you see someone and think, wow, they're beautiful, look, oh, they're such a beautiful person, you wouldn't even feel that feeling if that didn't exist within you. Thank you, train. I'm getting a train affirmation now, and I just looked at the phone and it says 1818, so I will be googling that number when I get off the video. So yeah, I'm also finally being drawn to this. I'm in my space on my little balcony right now, and I'm being drawn to show you this. Not to get out of the packaging because it sits outside, but look, we've got be strong, be brave, be humble, be badass. When you are weak, when you are scared, when you are victorious, every day. Yeah? I love this. So you're everything and everything and more than everything. Yeah, you're more than all of that. You're more than everything. You're more than you can even comprehend. You're more than you can even comprehend. And the final message, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reading, is this. Feel your light and shine it bright. Yeah, feel it. Feel it. And know it. Realise it. Own it. And believe it, baby, because not the book says so. Yeah. Alright. If you enjoyed this reading, drop me a comment below. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to book your own personal reading, I would love to read for you if you're drawn to me. Follow your heart, follow your intuition. And the link will be in the description, and the link will be in my bio. And the website is my name, michellesouthern.com. So, until the next reading, remember to believe in yourself, okay? And know your power, and know your strength, and know your worth, and know that you, my dear, you beautiful, beautiful soul, are more than enough, and you always have been, and you always will be. Okay, take care. Bye for now.